We are now joined by the San Jose Spartans, led by head coach Brad Sanfilippo in his 8th season. Coach Sanfilippo is joined by senior outfielder Jariah Lewis and junior left-hand pitcher Jesse Gutierrez. The Spartans went 24-33 and finished third in the Mountain West Conference a year ago. Coach Sanfilippo, if you want to start us off with an opening statement about your team in the fall leading up to 2025.
Hey, appreciate everyone, and good to see everybody. Excited to get closer to getting this thing going here in a week, and always good to see the coaches from the Bay Area and all the guys that give us coverage. So we appreciate this. Excited to get after it with a lot of new guys here at San Jose State. The two guys sitting next to me are obviously experienced guys that we're going to be leaning upon. We're coming off 3 straight Mountain West Championship appearances. And last year we were 7 outs away from going to back-to-back regionals. So, obviously those were sleepless nights thinking about those 7 outs, but obviously a good Fresno State team that ended up moving on. So I feel pretty good about the success our program's had in the recent history. And again, kind of on the backs of guys like I have right here. Obviously, we have 26 new guys. So the guys sitting next to me, really important in terms of their leadership and kind of being able to help the guys that are new to our program in terms of our culture and the standard of the way that we do things and the how we expect to compete when we kick off here in a week in Lafayette, Louisiana. But there's a lot of unknowns with us in terms of probably you look at our roster and you look at that who's going to play, and there's probably just not a lot of maybe experience that you would point to, or a lot of numbers and things that you would point to in terms of predicting how maybe we're going to be. But I'm really excited about this group. I'm excited about these guys and their time here and what they've done. Jesse Gutierrez here was one of the best pitchers in the Mountain West, especially as a relief pitcher. He was the guy that we handed the ball to on Friday night or Saturday with a lead who could get us home. I mean, he had really good numbers, a 3.47 ERA in 21 appearances, and was lights out in the tournament in 2 different appearances. Really giving us an opportunity to win the championship last year. And so, Jariah Lewis here to my right has been, an unbelievable, dynamic, athlete who has played behind some good players and has contributed. He started in the Mountain West Championship last year in the tournament. Somebody that we rely on and we believe in, and who again I think will be a cornerstone of this year's team going forward. I think we had a good competitive fall. We played well against San Francisco. We played well against Stanford. I thought we were very competitive, but again, I think there's a lot of question marks in terms of when it becomes real. What does the lineup look like in our rotation, and as we have a decent idea of what those things look like now. As we go into the season, I think that our coaching staff and myself, we feel like we're excited that there's a lot of different options and a lot of different pieces as we move forward. And I think it'll take probably a non-conference schedule to figure those things out. So, if you look at the guys coming back, obviously Jesse is our most accomplished pitcher coming back. But also we have Nolan George, who pitched on Fridays and closed some last year when we had some injuries and some things. And so, great leader in the clubhouse, just a phenomenal guy. So we look for Nolan to have a big role, coming through a little, being banged up in the fall a little bit. So probably a little slower getting going than he would like. But we feel like Nolan will be a big piece. Joey Camerata, a big piece in our bullpen, an experienced guy, a leader in the clubhouse. And guys that, are choosing to come back here and spend an extra year. And so, again, I think that's been the cornerstone of our program, that we've had guys that have been here for a long period of time that have kept coming back and had a commitment to this program to continue to push it forward. And again, that's a little new for us this year with 26 new guys. I do believe we have some talented freshmen in Brady Pavlovsky and Wade Mounts and Ishan Campbell that are talented elite freshmen that probably could have gone anywhere. But Apologize. Things popping up on the screen. But also, we had some additions that I felt like we needed to go out and get in terms of, to make us competitive and relevant. We did utilize the portal and some guys looking for, an opportunity or looking for a fresh start. So, I think Tyler Albanese is a sophomore right-handed pitcher, has really good stuff and had a good fall. We expect. And then some transfers. EJ McGrew, left-handed pitcher from the Bay Area that we think is going to be a quality left-handed arm for us. David Thomas, also a Bay Area kid, transferred from St. Mary's that we think is going to pitch on a weekend. And then Wynn Scott, transfer from North Carolina State, left-handed pitcher that we think that has the ability to pitch on a weekend as well. We've got Timmy Reeve, a transfer from Delta Junior College, who was out last year, who's coming back that we expect to have an impact on us. And JC transfer Kyle Calzadiaz as well. From the position player side of things, we really, if you look at last year's lineup and you look at this year's lineup, other than Jariah, Jared Lewis made some starts for us last year and had some production for us. But other than that, it's going to be a lot of new faces. We went out and we were really conscious in making sure that, with all the veteran hitters that we had, that we tried to add some experience. We got Zach Chamizo from UC Riverside, who put up good numbers in the Big West, left-handed hitter, who really can play in a lot of different positions. So we're excited about Zach. We got Zach Tollerman from UC Riverside as well. Again, an older player, an experienced player who I think that we trying to figure out where our production is going to come from. Again, I think our culture has been really important. Guys with good work ethic that are just hungry for an opportunity, and those guys kind of fit that bill. Rocco Caballero from Golden West Junior College is going to play probably shortstop, start the year there, but can play a lot of different infield positions. JC Agard is a kid from Chabot Junior College who's a 4-year kickback that we think has big upside. Antonio Nanez from San Francisco State. We've got Drew Giannini, who started at San Diego State, who's a Delta College a player that we think. Raul Fabian was a Long Beach State guy who went to Chabot Junior College, who will add here. Jack Vanacini was at Fullerton. And then some other guys that we had, we've got a Jake Maroney who's been in our program now for a few years that we think might be able to step in and help us. But yeah, as we look at this thing, it's a lot of JC guys and some portal guys that we think are the right kind of guys for us. We're excited about how competitive we were in the fall. And we're just looking to get after a pretty good schedule. We'll open up at Louisiana Lafayette in a really good environment against a team that's been in the regionals the last few years, and I think that'll be good for this club to get into an environment like that and compete. We'll come home to host Utah Valley, then San Francisco. We'll play 2 here and 1 up in the city against Rob's club, and then we'll host Utah here in our final non-conference week before we go to San Diego to take on the Aztecs in our first weekend of Mountain West play. But, I know people probably don't think a whole lot of us right now, which is fine. 26 new guys, I can understand that. But, again, I'm really excited about the makeup of this club. These 2 guys sitting next to me, I think they'll have a huge impact on our success.
Thank you, Coach. We'll have a question from Eric Sorensen. Again, if any media members have a question, please use the raise hand function in the React panel at the bottom of Zoom.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you again, my man.
Seeing you.
Yeah. By the way, I think that opening weekend at Louisiana Lafayette, I've been to games there before. That's sneaky tough opening weekend for just about any team, much less a team that brings in a lot of new players. Now, you kind of touched on this a little bit, but one of the things I was going to ask you is, like, over the last 2 years, you and I have talked a number of times about how many players came back that could have gone other places or, could have gone to even like some gone pro or something. But the 2 players